game with Texas this weekend. Certainly have a great deal of respect for Coach Brown and the Longhorn program. It's one of the top programs in all of college football. On a yearly basis, they attract elite athletes and do a good job as well as anybody does in the United States. So it's an honor to have them come into our place at the Rose Bowl. And we look forward to a spirited contest, and hopefully we can play as well as we can play so that we can make it a great game for everybody to enjoy. Looking forward to seeing great improvement on both sides of the ball throughout the week. We'll have everybody available. We're fortunate that we're pretty healthy. Kevin Prince will be healthy and ready to go this week and figure in the quarterback competition, as well as Glenn Love, who missed last week's game due to a shoulder. I anticipate him being available for the contest. So looking forward to it, and anxious to get started tomorrow when we get back to practice. Questions?
Texas isn't really that good, are they?
They're pretty athletic. I mean, they're a tremendously talented football team. I think they're kind of searching with respect to who's going to be their quarterback. It sounds as if they're going to play two guys that came into the game against BYU, and hopefully we can keep them at bay. But they're certainly a very talented operation. Their defensive coordinator came from Mississippi State, and he's got a complete package, one that kind of spreads the field and lets athletes run around and make a lot of plays. They have to get a beat on where they're coming from. It'll be a tremendous challenge for our offensive line and our offense to track them and get body on body, because they make it difficult with all their different fire zones and ways to come and get the quarterback. So there's some great challenges that lie ahead, and I would never say anything other than they're a tremendously talented football team.
But having said that, if you could beat them, for most of the public, that's a very significant victory because of the name, the reputation, and everything else.
It would be a tremendous win for our program, yes, it would be.
So with that in mind, let's go back just 1 week here to San Jose State. What are you thinking there when it's 17-17? Are you thinking of concession speeches? I mean, that had to be a brutal moment, given what your expectations are.
Yeah. At that time, all I was thinking about is how to make sure that we did everything we could to win the game. We did not play up to our expectations in that game with respect to either side of the ball. But there were some good things that came from the game that we will continue to point to. Defensively, we've got to play faster, and offensively, we've got to do a better job of hitting passes that are available to us. And if we'll do that, then we will be more efficient, stay on the field as we did in the fourth quarter, and take games over. And hopefully we can figure out a way to get that accomplished as early as this week.
But how do you explain, I mean, every win is important in this program.
Right.
You're trying to get going, you had the tough week the first week. How could your team, I'm not saying they were lackluster or didn't care or anything else, but how do you not flex your superiority as in this kind of level in that game?
Well, I could sit and watch the tape with you, and you and I would both see the same thing, that we're missing some plays that we have to hit to keep drives alive. 4 of 13 on third down in a game like that costs you significantly, because you turn the ball over and now you have to, and they did a nice job of kind of controlling the clock in the first 3 quarters.
Okay, but they're not that good. So is that happening because your players aren't concentrating? They're not good enough?
We were not efficient enough last week.
What does that mean?
That means we didn't execute the way we're capable of executing in the pro game.
Okay, so why not?
I don't know. To answer the question, we had shown what we're capable of it in game 1. We showed that we're capable of it in practice, and for whatever reason, we were not efficient as we needed to be, and we've got to continue to work to get that accomplished. But that's the nature of coaching at any level, at any team. People, in some particular occasions, don't reach the level at which you expect, and so you continue to coach, you continue to work, and you're going to eventually arrive at where you need to be.
You understand that that game is probably considered a disappointment by most people.
I understand that we did not play up to our expectations. We won the game. I'm pleased for that, and never going to ever disrespect an opponent or disrespect the game or say that a victory isn't satisfying. But we can play better, and we need to play better as early as this week.
Since no one else asked a question, did you not talk to the crowd? Were you afraid they weren't there when you turned around?
No. The reason I decided not to speak to the crowd this year was because it became a distraction. You know, it became a story within a story. When I came into the press conference inside, that was always, what did I say to the crowd, and why was I talking to the crowd, and so forth. And my feeling all along when talking to the crowd was, I'm appreciating their participation at the ball games, I'm appreciating their loyalty to our program, and I wanted them to know that all was not lost in days when things didn't go well, and how much we appreciated them in days that it did.
So why would you be against the media carrying that message to all those other UCLA fans who weren't sitting there at that moment?
Because the media wasn't carrying that message. The media was making it more about me and my conversation. It wasn't about the content of what I was saying. And so therefore, it became, to me, a distraction. And I talked about it with my bosses, and they both agreed that that was probably the prudent thing to do. When and if I feel the need to go and speak to the group, the fans that are so supportive of our program, I will be happy to go back and share it. And that's not just because we had a big win. If I feel like I need to go explain something or tell them how I'm feeling, I'll be happy to do it. But I don't think it needs to be on a regular basis.
That's a distraction to whom?
It was a distraction to the program. It became too much of a thing. And you know, I was being asked about it not only in press conferences, but on radio programs, and it just became something I didn't think we needed to continue because it was...
You certainly have to give the gap. I wouldn't think it would be something that you couldn't handle.
You certainly know me well enough to know I can handle.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have done it for 3 seasons if I didn't think I could handle it. I just didn't think it was necessary to keep it going so that just for the sake of keeping it going. If there's
You're not concerned that it had become negative because the success hadn't been there, and it was not looking all that good as you would go over there?
No, I made the decision I wasn't going well before the game. I made the decision well before, and you can verify that with my superiors. But no, it's just something that I felt like it was becoming more than it should be. It was always, for me, an attempt to let the fans feel closer to our program and feel where I was coming from, whether it was disappointment or euphoria. And because it became a story within a story, I just felt like it was more about me than what I was really the message that I was trying to convey. And I just didn't feel that was a necessary thing to do. And I talked about it. Had I been persuaded otherwise, I would have continued.
Was it because people were making fun of your message that you were giving?
No, I don't think there was anything about being made fun of. You sit in this chair, you're going to have people make fun of you, you're going to have people disagree with you, you're going to have people vilify you, you're going to have all that. That's part of the occupation. You're also going to get to have one of the great experiences of your life because you get to coach great young men, and you've got a great fan base of loyal supporters who believe that great things are in store and right around the corner. So it's you got to have thick skin, but you also have to understand that there's a lot of great things that come with this.
So this is all about taking away a story from us. You can't write that story.
No, it was after deadline anyway. You couldn't have written this one anyway.
True that way. Absolutely. That was your best week to talk. No one would listen.
Didn't you also feel that this would have been the same thing by saying this was a distraction, the Monopoly ad? The Monopoly is over. Didn't that have the same effect? And would you have asked to have that pulled because that obviously became...
When you're talking about the first year I was here?
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with that. I've been on record a long time saying that had nothing to do with me.
No, I'm saying that's a distraction like this is. Wouldn't you have gone even though it wasn't your...
It had already run.
It was continuing to run.
Well, once it had run, it was done. There was nothing for me to do other than back it and say we want the Monopoly to be over. That's absolutely where we want to be.
Coach, with your quarterback situation, is the not naming a starter because you want to keep your cards close to your vest, like you said, or is it because you don't know what you have, or